Hello everyone, it's Karina. If it's your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. As you may or may not know, last month I was traveling in Vietnam, a bit of Cambodia, and a bit of Thailand. I had a lot of you guys ask me questions. I know a lot of you were kind of thinking of doing a similar trip, so I decided to film this video today. I'm kind of doing some do's, some don'ts, things I would do differently, and I'm showing you guys what I packed. So that's about it. I think I'm just gonna get right into it. So to begin, the first thing I would suggest to you guys is to get a backpack with a zipper that goes all the way around. I had one of those backpacks that just comes in, like, you can only put things in from the top, which really wasn't that much of an inconvenience. I'm thinking the zipper would have been a lot more convenient. The second thing is to travel with someone that you know you kind of have the same interests with, that you guys prioritize the same things. I was traveling with Joel and we did kind of say, okay, yeah, like I would rather spend my money on this sort of activity than this kind of activity. You may be traveling alone, but if you are traveling with someone, it's really important that you guys are on the same page about things like that. Another thing I suggest is to leave with an idea of a budget. I know some people are super organized and like have their like meal budget and this budget and that budget, and then other people just kind of go and say, okay, I have this much money, I'll see how long it lasts. I kind of, again, this is just my personal opinion, I would just say to have an idea of what you want to spend per day. That's what I did going into it. I did end up spending a little bit more than what I wanted to spend per day, but that's life, and it was just good to have an idea of something to base yourself on. Okay, so another thing I suggest that you do is have an idea, like a bit of a plan or outline to your trip. Having an outline kind of avoids waking up and wasting a day because like you haven't planned anything at all, or yeah, you have no idea what to do with your day. Another do would be to download travel apps. There's so many good free travel apps actually. Maybe I'll leave you guys some ideas in the description box. Also, to have a booking app. Pretty much every booking website, whether it's flights or hotels, they have apps, so really convenient, especially in Southeast Asia. There is Wi-Fi everywhere, or there's really cheap data for your phone, so if ever you're kind of on a bus or if you have some free time, you can kind of look at what hotels, what hostels, homestays, whatever, are in the place that you're going next, and you can book it on your phone really easily. Another thing is to leave room in your bag for purchases. You'll see at the end of this video when I go over what I packed. There's some things that you may decide that you don't even want to bring with you, that especially like in Southeast Asia, things are really cheap. You might want to just leave room for that item and buy it over there. So definitely, if you're planning on doing a little bit of shopping, which you probably will, leaving with a not full backpack is a really good idea. And then a last little thing, something that Joel and I really enjoyed on our trip is we stayed in some homestays. So these are just like family-run places, not too many rooms. Breakfast is usually included. Sometimes they have bicycles that are free for you to use, which is really handy. So we had a really good experience staying in homestays. We did quite a few, and that's just something that I recommend to you guys. Something that we probably would have done a bit differently is don't move around too much. So we only had 5 weeks. I'm not saying that I regret how we did it because we did see so many things, so many beautiful things, but I would probably recommend to not move around as much. Like if you're going for several weeks, maybe choose one place that you really want to focus on per week and then kind of base yourself around that. We were pretty exhausted at the end of 5 weeks from packing up bags, moving around, getting on buses, stuff like that. So I would maybe suggest to, you know, see things well and see less things. Another thing, don't only go to places that are recommended by travel agencies over there, or even travel agencies before leaving, and don't only stick to what it says in the guidebook. We found that our favorite places we visited were actually the least touristy places, so really do your research before or during the trip, and find cool stuff that you see like online you want to visit. Even if it's not the most frequented places, it might be your favorite part. So really do your research and find stuff that interests you. Something that I've learned on this trip is don't wait till the last minute to book your return flights. So if you're doing as I did and just booking a one-way flight and kind of waiting to see how long you're going to be traveling or whatever to book your return, I suggest not waiting till maybe the week before you want to leave to book it. Maybe start looking halfway into your trip at flights, because I looked at flights before leaving and they were really well priced, so I thought, oh whatever, I'll just wait and book it when I'm over there. The prices went pretty high up and ended up spending probably double what I could have spent for a return flight. Maybe don't wait until the very last minute. I know I said before to have a bit of a plan and an outline of what you want to do with your trip, but what I don't think you should do is pre-book everything. I mean, you could book little things here and there, but I don't really suggest that you pre-book like flights and hotels or maybe like day trips. Those are things that you can really easily plan and book as you go, so I wouldn't really suggest doing that ahead of time. And the last thing that we kind of learned the hard way, but it really didn't affect us too much, was don't wait until you're in the country to research the weather. As you'll see with what I packed a little bit too much warm weather clothes. Didn't really realize how cold it would be in northern Vietnam, so make sure that you look at the weather of the place you're going to. It kind of sounds obvious, but yeah, I definitely didn't pack enough cold weather clothes, as you will see, so just look into that before you leave. Alright, so now I'm going to show you exactly what I packed. I literally took out everything from my backpack when I got home. Some things are a little wrinkly, so don't give me a hard time about that, okay? It's like shoved in the backpack. So yeah, I'm going to show you exactly what I brought with me and what I would have packed differently.
So to begin, I packed 5 crop tops. As I mentioned before, I did pack a little bit too much warm weather clothes, so looking back now, I probably could have just done with 2 crop tops. Up next are my tees and tanks. I packed 6 in total, and looking back, I think I would keep all 6. T-shirts were really handy, especially when you're in temples when you had to cover your shoulders. Now for shorts, I packed 4 pairs, and looking back, I'm pretty sure I would have only packed 3. I packed 1 skirt and 1 pair of harem pants that cover my knees. They really came in handy when having to cover your knees at temples. By the end, when it got colder, I was really lacking in the pant department. I only had 2 pairs of workout leggings, and 1 were only 3/4. So if I were to do it again, I definitely would have packed a pair of jeans. I packed 1 sweater, which was okay. It was really lightweight, so I could wear it on the airplane and on cooler nights, but it definitely was not warm enough once we got into the cooler weather. That being said, I did have to purchase a warm rainproof jacket, so I guess I didn't really pack well in that sense. But, you know, since it's Asia, it's so cheap over there that it's probably a good idea not packing a coat and just to leave some room in your bag and buy something when you're over there. I packed 1 pair of PJs. That was good. I did laundry every so often, and I could always wear a t-shirt to bed. So now I packed 2 beach cover-ups, but in retrospect, I only probably would have packed 1. Finally, for dresses and rompers, I packed 6 in total, and looking back, I probably would cut it down to 3 or 4. Rompers were really convenient, so I probably would have stuck with the rompers. Didn't really have to pack a long maxi dress because I had a maxi skirt with me that I ended up wearing more. So yeah, 3 or 4 would have been okay. I packed 6 bras and bralettes, and I don't think that was too bad. Maybe I would have done 1 or 2 less. I packed 3 bikinis and 1 extra top, and looking back, I only would have packed 2. So this is all the clothing that I packed, and now I will show you what I would have packed. So I obviously would have packed a little less, and considering that I bought a few things over there as well, my bag was pretty full on my way back. For shoes, I packed a day and night sandal, some flip-flops, some Birkenstocks, which were really good for walking. I had these Free People shoes, and a pair of running shoes, which are obviously a must. I also had a pair of Keds, which I actually left in Vietnam because they got so dirty. Finally, my sunscreens, oils, insect repellent, toiletries, makeup case, little clutch bag, and first aid. These things were all necessary.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm thinking of maybe doing a Q&A in a couple of weeks, so if you have any other questions, you can leave them below on this video. I might answer them in the Q&A, or when I get around to that, I'll let you guys know on Instagram. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you guys want to see some new videos from me every single Sunday. I think that's it for now. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next week.
I feel so uninspired. All the songs that